Hello dear students, today we are going to learn about pollination, pollinating agents and fertilization. What is pollination? That we already studied. Pollination is transfer of pollen from male part of a plant to a female part of a plant, later enabling fertilization and production of seed, most often by an animals or by wind. That we already studied that pollination are two kinds, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Pollination is transfer of pollen from male part of a plant to a female part of a plant. This process is called pollination. What are the agents of pollination? Mainly that pollinating agents we can divide it into two: abiotic agents and biotic agents. Abiotic agents we can be divided into two: wind pollination and water pollination. The agents are wind and water. Biotic agents, also called by name animals, they can be divided into four: mammals, reptiles, birds and insects. Once more we will see what are the agents of pollination: abiotic agents and biotic agents. Abiotic agents are wind and water. Biotic agents are mammals, reptiles, birds and insects. Let us see what are the characteristics of insect pollinated flowers. Nectaries that produce nectar. You know that sweet liquid. Here in the figure you can see that one butterfly sucking at the nectar. Nectar is the sweet liquid present in the nectar is present inside the flower. So then they are sucking this nectar and also carrying pollen grain from one flower to another one. And they have sweet smell and bright colors. Sticky stigma. Sticky pollen grains. Large and loosely attached anthers. Stigma hanging out of the flower to trap the pollen grains. These are the characteristics of insect pollinated flowers. Let us see what are the characters of a wind pollinated flowers. Look in the figure, you can see that very small white colored flower with something hanging out. What is this? That stamen hanging out, and at the tip you can see anther. Wind pollinated flowers are small, white or dull colored. They do not produce nectar. They produce small, dry and light pollen grains. They have long anthers extending out of the flower. What are the characteristics of water pollinated flowers? Flowers are small and light for floating. Male and female flowers are present on separate plants. Male flowers detach from male plants and float on water surface. Pollen grains are produced in large number. Look here. Here you can see that two plants, Vallisneria. Here one male plant and a female plant. In this male plant, here you can see that pollen grains, that powdery pollen grains. So they are floating above the surface of the water and reaching up to that female flower. Then afterwards pollination occurring. Let us see what are the differences between insect pollinated flowers and wind pollinated flowers. In the case of insect pollinated flowers, flowers are large and brightly colored to attract insects. Here in the case of wind pollinated flowers, flowers are inconspicuous and often white in color. Flowers may have scent or nectar. Flowers do not produce scent or nectar. In the case of insect pollinated flowers, pollen grains are large, rough and sticky. In the case of wind pollinated flowers, pollen grains are small, light and dry. Insect pollinated flowers, their stigmas are sticky and knob-like. Wind pollinated flowers, stigmas are large and feathery. In the case of insect pollinated flowers, calyx and corolla are well developed and protect essential walls. In the case of wind-pollinated flowers, calyx and corolla are reduced to expose essential whorls. What are essential whorls? Gynoecium and androecium are called essential whorls. In the case of insect-pollinated flowers, pollen grains are produced in small quantity. In the case of wind-pollinated flowers, pollen grains are produced in very large quantity. Let us see what is hybridization. Hybridization is also called by the name artificial pollination. In the case of that sexual reproduction, artificial pollination nowadays used. Selective breeding between organisms of two varieties having different desired characters to produce a new variety with all the desired characters for highly production. And this method is nowadays used in agriculture, horticulture, like. What are the procedure of artificial pollination? Look here, you can see that they are taking that stamen of this plant. Stamen, here you can see that with help of brush. So what are the steps there? First of all, selection of flower. Then emasculation. It is followed by pollination, bagging, formation of hybrid seed, and growth of hybrid plants are the steps of artificial pollination. Selection of flower, emasculation, pollination, bagging, formation of hybrid seed, and growth of hybrid plants are the steps of artificial pollination. What are the aims of artificial pollination? They are producing high yielding and disease resistant varieties of plants. Plants which can grow and mature early. Plants with better quality of flowers and seeds with high nutritive value and palatability. Very tasty and highly nutrient food are produced by artificial pollination and high production, and they are disease resistant varieties. What is fertilization? You know that pollination is followed by fertilization. Fusion of male gamete with a female gamete is called fertilization. In that male part of the body, that is known as androecium, that organ is called androecium. It produces pollen grains, and that pollen grains are also called by the name male gamete. Inside it, what is present? Male gamete present. In the case of female, that reproductive organ is called gynoecium. It produces ovule, and inside it ovum present. When that ovum fused with male gamete, a new cell formed. It is known as zygote. Then afterwards, it is called by the name, when it's more cell division occurs, it is called by the name embryo. Here you can see that the figure of a fertilization, how it is occurring. Let us see here. Here that stamen present, and at the top anther having contain a lot of pollen grains are there. These pollen grains reached to the stigma of the flower, and through that pollen tube it reached inside the ovule. There that female gametes or ovum present, and it is fused together and new zygote formed. Then after cell division, it is called by the name embryo. When it becomes mature, it is called a seed. What are the differences between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction? Let us recall. Daughter cells are formed from a single parent. In sexual reproduction, two parents of opposite sex are needed in sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, sex cells or male and female gametes are not formed. In sexual reproduction, two types of sex cells are formed. Then, in the case of asexual reproduction, zygote is not formed. In the case of sexual reproduction, male and female gametes fuse to form zygote. And in asexual reproduction, new individuals are identical to each other and to their parent and are called clone. New individuals share characters of both the parents are called offspring. No two offspring are identical except identical twins. What are the changes in flower after fertilizations? The fertilized zygote grows into embryo. The ovule changes into seed. ovary changes into a fruit. Sepals and petals fall off. These are the changes occurring in a flower after fertilizations. Let us study about fruits and seeds. What is fruit? A fruit is the ripened ovary. Here one mango fruit is here. And a fruit has three valves. They are called by the name epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. This epicarp also called by a name exocarp. Let us see the structure. Here you can see that outermost skin, that is known as exocarp. Then that fleshy part, that is called by the name mesocarp. Then in here the one hard part is there, that hard part is called by the name endocarp. Let us study the structure also. Inside the endocarp, what is present? It is protecting the seed. Here, what is seed? Seed is the unit of reproduction of a flowering plant capable of developing into another such a plant. So once more we will see what is a fruit. A fruit is the ripened ovary. It has three valves. They are called by the name epicarp or exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Inside it, what is present? Inside the endocarp, seed is present, and seed is the unit of reproduction of a flowering plant. It is capable of developing into another such plant. Thank you for watching this video.